Hello and welcome to Futrsmpl Friday Live, episode 8. And I have dragged in one of our fellow entrepreneurs at the Entrepreneur Hub here at Royal Bank of Scotland. We have got the fabulous Rachel from Mademoiselle Macaron.
Absolutely,
Did
you
I
said
pronounce
it
that
right. I was like, is she good?
I was really concentrating.
I
was concentrating so hard because it's macaron, not macaroon.
Absolutely. Gotta get it right.
I do. So today we have our usual set of questions. Our timer we'll set for 10 minutes and we will get going. So a little brief bit. Futrsmpl, as you hopefully are aware of by now, is a marketing strategy consultancy, and our aim is to keep everything as simple as possible for companies that we're working with, and get the marketing to be as succinct and work as well as it possibly can. And I will let Rachel fill you in a little bit more about what Mademoiselle Macaron do.
Oh, I didn't even prepare my pitch. So at Mademoiselle Macaron, we believe that every Mademoiselle and Monsieur deserves a moment of luxury. And the way we deliver that is through our handmade French macarons, the recipe for which I picked up while I was living in Paris, home of the macaron. And now what we do is we send these French macarons all over the UK and Ireland to bring a little bit of Paris to you.
Fantastic. See? Pitches on spur of the moment are even better. Okay, so timer is started. I've shuffled the cards. And what we do is you just pick your card, read the question and answer. So you can start.
Gosh, right. Okie dokie. I'll go for this one. All right, question. Rant of the week.
It's my favourite one.
Oh, do you want to start?
No.
No? Okie dokie. Rant of the week for me is probably, I'm actually ranting at myself, if I'm honest. People say, oh, don't be too hard on yourself. But then I just get so frustrated at my own lack of oomph sometimes. So I'm a wee bit low on energy, combination of it being dark at 4 o'clock, that's horrible. Of just the Christmas rush. Christmas is a really busy time for us. People have been off ill, so I'm missing the fire under my bahookie to make me do stuff. So it just gets me really angry at myself.
And then you get this spiral, don't you? Of, why am I not doing it? Now I feel rubbish. And then you're like, but now I feel rubbish because I'm shouting at myself. Yeah. We all do it. We're all our own worst enemies. Okay. Anything you are looking forward to next week? We've got a busy week next week. We are at Futrsmpl. Well, actually, there's a financing workshop here, isn't there, for the Entrepreneur Accelerator on Wednesday.
Is there?
But unfortunately, I'm missing it, which is terrible because I probably should be going to it. We're off to Glasgow to visit STV, so we're doing an interview for Futrsmpl Friday Live at STV next week. And we are in Futrex offices on Friday for another Futrsmpl Friday Live.
Swanky.
So yeah, we're out and about and all over the place next week, so it's quite exciting.
Gosh, you gotta make sure you do a lot of self-care.
Yes.
I will
try.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just go for this one. Word of the week. Ooh, word of the week. Christmas. It's just Christmas. Everything is about Christmas right now. And I will deal with 2019 on the 26th of December.
You need to at least take the 26th of December off.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
We forget this as businesses, that we're supposed to take time off.
Are we? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll try. I can't guarantee you, but I'll try.
Okay. How mindful have you been this week? I haven't been as mindful as I should have been being. I had my check-in this week. For anyone that doesn't know the RBS Accelerator, you get monthly check-ins with a Entrepreneur Acceleration Manager that help you keep on track to your goals, and you get 3 things at the end of it that they're going to keep you accountable to. And one of mine was actually that I'm literally going to try and remember to do yoga every day.
Every day?
Yeah. And it was just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of just looking after myself because I've been so rubbish at it.
Oh, it's so hard though. It really is the hardest. But
you think 10 minutes should be easy, but actually, when was that meeting? Was on Tuesday. That meeting was on Tuesday. It's now Friday, and I've done 1.
But 1 is better than
None.
So it's always about looking on the positive side. Okay, most interesting fact. Can I share my fact?
Yes. Yeah.
So, fun fact, I actually have a bit of my brain missing. I wasn't born without a brain. I did have one to begin with. But when I was almost 15, they took out a bit of brain to control my epilepsy, which it did do for a little while. Wow. So yeah, it's the little bit that controls the transfer of short-term memory to long-term memory. So if I forget anything, I'm like, brain's
not gone there.
Yeah.
Brain's not gone there. Brain's not there to go to. So
how's your brain doing?
I don't know if anyone checked if I've got one. Yeah. So there's a little bit of brain missing. So I've heard brains regrow and things. So is it growing back?
I have a copy of the MRI scan that shows the little bit that's missing. Wow. And it's still empty. I've not stored anything. Oh, so you said it controlled your epilepsy for a little while. Does that mean it stopped working, or are you still... So unfortunately, 6 years after the surgery, the epilepsy came back, which sucked majorly. Yeah. And then it took 2-3 years to get the right medication that stopped the seizures. But it was actually when I was starting my business for the first time that I finally managed to get rid of it. It was like the stress of running my own business occupied enough of my brain to stop seizures.
Well, there you go. that could be our interesting fact. Maybe if you just need to start a business, and then you'll be solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved. I imagine that's not true for many people. It's stressful, though. Right. Strangest fact. What's the strangest fact? Strangest fact. Oh, yes. So, I was, we've got to the point, Adam and I, so Adam's ill today, that's why he can't be here. Where for most of these, we kind of do funky things throughout the week, and we find strange facts out. And this week's was that, now, this is where I'm going to pronounce it wrong. So it's Lafroig,
or Laprague,
a whiskey from an island. I'm going to say, it's probably not even from one of the islands, is it? I don't know much about whiskey. So a whiskey that I think is pronounced Lafroig, that one, once did a 3.5 hour long advert, and they did it all in one take.
It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive. But they had a comedian that was reading out opinions, reviews, and what people thought about the whiskey, whether it was good, bad, ugly, whether they hated it. And yeah, so that was 3.5 adverts. You can probably 3.5 adverts, 3.5 hours. You can probably still find it on YouTube somewhere.
Definitely going to YouTube that. Yeah.
Hopefully, what gets you to sleep.
Oh God,
Imagine sitting watching that for 3.5 hours.
That's my.
I wonder if anyone's watched it all in one take.
How has your mental health been this week? Not great, to be honest, because that vicious circle of ranting at yourself and having that own inner dialogue doesn't leave much room for positive mental health. So room for improvement is, I guess, what they say on report cards.
Yeah, for improvement. Yeah, cool. We'll all have to start keeping ourselves accountable for.
It's all about 2019.
Yeah, we'll get there. When we get there, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Favourite tactic or platform?
Well, that's a good one.
So I feel like I should say something really interesting, and you have some interesting ones, but actually I think I'm still just Google Drive.
Really? I don't use Google Drive.
Yeah. Purely because a lot of stuff on my computer crashes all the time, and it's just so nice that Google Drive automatically saves everything for you, and then you can just share things and people can comment on it. And I know there's lots of software that does this, but yeah, just having everything all in one place and sharing stuff.
We use Dropbox.
Really yeah, I used to use Dropbox. We have to pay for Google Drive as well. Oh, you've got a professional one, but Google Drive. Yeah, I think I had bad experiences with Dropbox a long time ago. Decided I didn't want it. Yeah. And it keeps going, do you want to sync all of your files on your computer? I'm like, no.
When you say no though, and then one day you're like, wish I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lost everything. But yes.
Oh, right. Okay. How are we getting on?
2 minutes left.
Jargon, term, or abbreviation you've struggled to avoid. That would be ROI. It's all about the ROI. We, for the first time this week ever, we've done Facebook adverts, which is a bit scary, to be honest. Just like putting money over there and like
what's gonna happen?
Yeah. So calculating the ROI has been my bugbear this week, for sure.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways of calculating ROI. But I think it depends what you want out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally depends what you want out of it. But yeah, ROI is one of mine as well. I always go on about ROI and how you can make it better and how you can improve it. But really, what does it mean for you? So it's like I was just talking to another client earlier who had put an article on something and was like, oh, it only got 31 views. And he was like, but one of the people that liked it has now turned into this and it might be a client. And I'm like, well, in terms of return on investment, does it matter that only 31 people read it? Or does it matter that one person now might turn into a really good client for you?
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, it's perspective and what you actually want to get out of it when it comes to ROI for me. Not just all about the numbers and figures.
I could talk to you about this and ask you 100 questions, but I'm not going to. I'll leave that for another time. For another time. Go.
Was that
I think. Yeah, no, it's you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, how have you looked after yourself this week? Once again, not as well as I should have done. I've actually been nursed this week. My son has managed to get himself a double ear infection. I know, bless him. So yesterday, I suppose in a way I did. So yesterday I had to take the day off to look after Harry. But I just decided, right, seeing as I can't, I'm just not going to look at anything to do with work.
Oh, well.
So rather than try and do half and half, which is what in the past I've tried to do, so leave him on the sofa and I'll try and type something, I've just gone, no, because I can't put enough attention into one thing and end up just doing two things really badly. So
I think that's a massive success.
Yeah, in a sense,
definitely.
I did actually just go, and even like once I'd put him to bed, I was like, no, I'm just gonna eat some chocolate. Yeah, I think that would be good.
Actually you have looked after yourself
very well this week in a day.
Learning of the week. What have I learned? It's probably about Facebook adverts, to be honest, that you can keep drilling down, and that I worked out there was 6 types of adverts that we could run, but to different people. So it was like 6 to the power of 3, sort of, maybe.
You got into squares and cubes.
I love maths.
Yeah,
I love a number pattern.
I think that's our time up. Yeah, so we had 3 questions left. I like it. Once we realised that my timer wasn't working because we'd got to the last question, which had never happened before, and you're like, something didn't work.
Technology.
But thank you very much for being my last minute guest.
You're very welcome.
And filling us in on all your interesting stuff that you've got a piece of brain missing.
If anyone wants to talk about brain.
I don't wish that someone took a piece of brain out. That's a horrible thing to say, but it's a really good excuse for stuff, isn't it?
It comes in so handy.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for Futrsmpl Friday Live this week. Next week's episode that will be on Friday will be with Bruce Walker from Future X, and we are doing a quasi-live-ish recording on Wednesday, but that won't actually be aired until the week after with STV. So, all exciting stuff ahead. Have a great weekend, and we shall catch you next week. Thanks, bye!
Bye!